somebody takes the trouble, sits, observes, listen, writes out continuously, then he can come to the conclusion, right? And that is what we basically say is a theory. So somebody takes the pain, observes something for a very long time. It could be 6 months, it could be a year, 2 years, some 10 years, studying a pattern. And then based on this, you can what? Prophesy. You can predict. In the church, we say prophesy. But in academia, you say you can predict. And so based on this, we have the laws, we have the facts, and they are tried and tested. Right? So you can tell we have minor season and then we have major season, where you can even predict rain. These days we have equipment to also guide this phenomena so that we may get it in an accurate form, right? So we want to look at theories of adolescence crisis. Remember, we said adolescence is a period where the young person, male or female, goes through a lot of storm and stress. And it normally spans between the ages of 11 and then 20. A lot of things happen there, biologically, socially, emotionally. So if the child is not given the opportunity, the adolescent is not given the opportunity or does not find himself in a society that supports him or her, then it means that individual is doomed. There are instances where try and error is permitted. But there are other instances when you want to go that way, you jeopardize somebody's future, right? Good. So we have puberty setting in, so the changes, your hormones, or we have hormonal fluctuations. Your brain begins to remodel. And at this stage, because a lot of things are happening to the individual, changes occurring at the same time. They even have sleep disturbances. There are times they want to sleep and sleep and sleep. And remember, for babies, when they sleep, that is where growth or good growth occurs. And so these young ones also suffer those things, right? Good. Let's continue. So emotional instability, coordination of issues. Should I go to Elmina or to Cape Coast? Indecisiveness. Still on the young ones, some of the things they contend with. You see acne or pimples growing on their face, and they become disturbed. Right? They become disturbed. Some growth sprouts. You wake up one morning and something is forming on your chest. You have night emissions. Nutritional demands increases. Some months back, you were okay with 2 ladles of rice. Now, 4 is not even enough for you. And a household that doesn't support these things, in a way, will create problem for you. Right? I'm not sharing slides. I am not the chief examiner. When you give slides, what happens is students will go and master the slides, leave everything, and then come and tell you the lecturer's notes didn't come. And so we didn't do well. That is why I will try as much as possible to go through the whole manual with you with some additions from other sources to broaden your knowledge or your horizon, right? Majority of you I know have the books. That is why I said have the book. I'll tell you the page, you make notes in there, you underline. Get highlighters. As you learn, you underline certain things, right? Thank you very much. Good. So we're looking at theories, and the father of adolescent psychology, don't forget, is a gentleman of blessed memory by name Stanley Hall. He did a lot of research, right? And you can also take certain things up, observe things, make notes continuously, and then you realize that it has become part of you. On questions, I'll be forwarding past questions for you to have a look at, so don't be worried. Now we're looking at biologically induced crisis. That is what we have looked at, or we're looking at. Now, biologically induced situations are situations where the child's psychological, emotional, or behavior, right, is triggered by the biological neurons in the individual. So certain things in the child triggers it. You see, when you are hungry, there are hormones, there are things that makes you feel hungry. So you think through, you feel it. If you want to wee-wee, if you want to use the restroom, all these things have triggers. And these triggers prompt you. And so if yours is not working, it becomes challenging. Some theirs comes early, others are late developers. So theirs comes later.
Sir, please may I know the pages and the unit that you are waiting for?
Uncle, I said earlier, I said unit 2, right? Section 4, page 63. Page 63.
Please, the section is section 2. Unit 2, section 2, page 63.
Yours is page what? 54.
Mine
Mine
is
is page 63.
Hello, sir.
Then possibly you are using the old one.
Sir,
Yes.
the section is section 2, so it is unit 2, section 2, page 63.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, John, the section is section 1
So
now.
241. 241. Right. Okay. Thank you. Can we continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So at this stage, a lot of things happen in you. That is where some of the children become rebellious, quarrelsome, fighting, breaking rules, and so on and so forth. Right? It is not their making. And so some writers liken this period as the animal-like or primitive period within a human being. And you need guidance to do well. And as a teacher, with this knowledge, it guides you to understand how these young ones behave. Right? One writer by name Stanley Hall, in his work, he also did a lot of extensive research. In his work, Adolescent, right, quote, did an in-depth study. Somebody's system is on with guinea fowl It is Muhammad. Let's continue. Psychology and its relation to anthropology, sociology, sex, crime, and so on. That is the work he did, right? Came out that adolescence is a period where the young adults shows a lot of upheavals, rebels. And so when we don't support this child through this storm and stress, at the end of the day, the child will not grow to become a responsible adult as we all wish to have. So biologically, certain hormones are released into the individual, and these hormones direct the individual as what to do. And so it is important that parents guide and guard these young adults so that they can organize themselves and then lead a responsible life. If you don't do it well, then those negative traits like being rebellious, fighting the environment, and so on will appear in that individual. Socially induced crisis. What are they? Basically, they are disruptive events which has far-reaching implications. These are disruptive events characterized by long-term, far-reaching interruptions to the fundamental values of the society. And what causes this? We'll come to the book. Let me give you a little insight, right? When we say something is social, what does it mean? You can put up your hand and then tell us. Social. Don't tell me money. Somebody said they are sharing social. And then I didn't know they were talking of money. So when we say social, what does it mean? Are we sleeping?
Sir,
Yes, madam.
please, it refers to anything that involves the interaction of people.
So interaction with people. Okay. So your name?
Esther.
Is it Esther? Who spoke?
Esther. Yes, please.
Esther what?
No, sir, I did.
AJ.
Yes, please.
After the lesson, yes. Now, those who contribute qualify for some marks. Those who contribute, answer questions, ask questions, not that any question at all, but questions relevant to our learning during the lessons. So I'll get your center. At least you have 1 mark. So plus what you are going to do for the presentation, so that everybody will be active. We don't want people put it on and then they leave. We know that. So that is it. Unfortunately, I've not met the coordinator. I will take your list and I'll mark attendance too. I'll be giving marks for attendance. And then when I call you and you are out, that one too, we'll see how to deal with. So social induced crisis, right, has to do with issues that come up with respect to the interaction with society, with people. What are some of these things? Economic mismanagement. So one person should steal the country's money for his and for his use and that of his family. And the rest, we are always complaining. Our taps are not running. And a whole lot of other issues. Salaries are not good. After school, no job. It's a social crisis. Then political instability. Fortunately, Ghana, politically, we are stable, right? And then systemic injustice. People are angry. Somebody steals plantain. The person is given 2 or 3 years. And then somebody steals 1 million, and then the person goes in and then comes out within a year. So then what happens? When you catch a thief, they want to lynch you, which shouldn't be. Or we complain, there is no fairness. See, everybody is crying. Agrada has been released, or is going to be released. She is going to jail for only 1 year. Meanwhile, the number of people she has duped and the property she has made out of this duping. So then we have public health issues. Public health issues.
Hello,
Not
sir.
in the where there was COVID, people had to stay indoors, businesses collapsing, and a whole lot. And then we have the coming of technology, where now school children, the things they do and post of TikTok, even the Satan we blame runs away from these things, right? And it is negative use of technology. So these are some of the social induced crises. When the economy is not good, it becomes a problem. Now to our manual. So at least you have an idea of social induced crisis is. Any question before we continue?
Sir, please, I have a question.
Ask, not me, all of us. Mhm.
Okay, so please, can you add bribing and corruption to the social?
It's part of the systemic injustice. Systemic injustice. The system has a problem.
Okay.
You see, your car's papers are all correct. Even private cars, you get to the barrier, the police will ask, oh, Master, the boys are here. Are you not doing anything for us? He said, what do you expect? Oh, some water. You give him a bottle of water. I say, oh, but you must understand better. We want cola. The next time you get there, you don't give him, he will park you. And then somebody whose documents are not correct will go because he pays or she pays a way through. And it is part of the systemic injustice. And they disrupt everything that we do. Now we are bringing it down to what Kurtz and Erickson did. They are steady, right? They propounded looking at adolescents. And you see, we move from childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. And if you look at our course material, there are 2 circles overlapping. So in the middle, we have the field of adolescence. There are certain times your parents will see you as a child. There are other times they see you as an adult. And so there is conflict for you there. Where does it begin? Where does it end? Yes, as I said, some of the things begin early, others begin late. So in the theory here, Lewin, right, postulate that adolescence is really a no man's land. In the sense that adolescence is neither a child nor an adult, but an individual who is caught in the field of overlapping false and expectation. We'll look at the work of one lady by name Margaret, and then it will give us a certain insight. In the village, somebody in the past, let me put it this way, in the past, somebody goes to the bush at age 14, kills maybe a boa, a pig, or a buffalo. And then the person is seen as matured. So when he goes out with the lady, there is nothing wrong with it. He builds his huts, right, with clay, roof it with thatch, and he's in there, he is married. And then he will be given possibly a 12-year-old who is menstruating. So he is seen as an adult. So this middle passage doesn't show much. But in a civilized society, there is this divisions. And then at times, we don't know where to go. Remember earlier we said it is between which ages? 11 and 20. Then you even ask, how many of us finish school at age 20? How many work at age 20? And we've been deceived, forgive me, so much so that if me, I'm going to the farm with my son, even during the weekends or during vacation, it is seen as child abuse. But the learned boy who goes to help the mother, who is a pharmacist, climbs onto a chair to pick the medicine for the mother. That one, it is not child labor.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Please, we just joined. Can we know that the units we are?
Hey, Rose, my mother, you are late.
Yes, sir.
Rose, we are on page 64.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We are on page 64. We are looking at the socially induced crisis, right? We've had a general knowledge about what social induced crises are, and we have narrowed down onto the field of child psychology. We are saying that childhood and then adulthood, in between is the adolescence. In the primitive society, this distinction wasn't so much there. Why? Because one of the reasons is it was basically an agrarian society. Hunting, somebody may add fishing and then farming. So if I do certain things, it is presumed I am an adult. For the ladies, when certain things happen to you, the melons on your chest develop and then you begin menstruating. They see you as an adult, so you can be married. But now, if you dare speak in a way to a 16-year-old, you can go to jail. Right? The ideal age for marriage is how many years?
My friend Julia.
At what age does the law of Ghana, the constitution, permit you to marry?
Sir, please,
18
and above.
18 and above. Good. And so if you are not yet 18 and then 16 or 17, your parents can grant that permission for you to marry. So that is it. But in the past, this age, they look at other features and then they continue, right? And so Lewin was saying that in the middle there, adolescence, you are in trouble. Everything works for you or against you. He goes further to say that adolescence, right, creates some imbalance, and that those within that bracket are less privileged. The child is more privileged. The child, if you're a child, a lot of courtesies are extended to you. If you're an adult too, a lot of courtesies are extended to you. But if you are in between, it's a challenge. Mohammed, your guinea fowls are back again. Wow. Mohammed, thank you. Mohammed left us because I've mentioned his name. Deborah, your hand is up.
Yes, so sir, please, since we started last 3 weeks ago, I've not been able to join up till now. I just joined. So I would want to know when the grouping of us will be done concerning the presentation.
Thank you very much, Auntie Deborah. Next
You're
time, go to church early so that you hear the beginning of the sermon. Now, we said we are to finish unit 1 to 3, but possibly the exams will cover unit 1 and 2 because your book has 4 units, right?
Okay.
And I said earlier that I'm yet to meet the coordinator, Dr.
Okay.
Atta, so that I take your list and then know the centers you are, and then we can put you in groups.
Okay.
Because as we speak, we have 76 now on the screen.
Okay.
Some have left, but 76 present now. So I have to get it. Then we can break the groups so that those in areas, let's say, I have some people at Bugis, Bolga girls, they can come together. It's the whole country, partially. There are people from the Volta region.
Okay.
Are you getting me? There are people from Western region. Somebody was telling me Tasco. So we can group you. Are you getting me? And then the group will do the presentation. You are in West School.
Yes, please.
I
And
know
there are a
West
lot of people here. Yes, please.
West School, the principal is a very good friend. Very, very, very good friend.
Okay.
Yes. So that is it. So we'll put you in together, and then I even was asking that the leaders in those areas I'm going to make them course prefects so that if anything, they can help. But it's like some people, they are alone, so we'll get it. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So let's continue. As I said, the child has more privileges. A lot of cases are extended. And somehow, adulthood too, if you are grown up, you are treated with respect. But if you are in between, it becomes a challenge. When there is food home, we take care of the children, and then the elderly, those in the middle, say, no, you can survive, so wait. And so the fact that biologically you are mature does not mean socially too you are matured as an adult, right? Let me read something here. Lewin contributed the existence of the conflict in adolescence to the sharpness of the demarcation between the two groups. So where do you belong? You have somebody who is 10 years or 12 years, and then you very tiny. Where do we put you? You are 14 years, huge and tall. Where do we put you? So the sharp demarcation is seen in the line with the rules that are played by the children and then the adults in society. And as we said, it generates a lot of conflict. There is no peace. When you look at the circle, if you are in the middle of the circle, how should you be treated? It becomes a challenge. Good. And so some people see it as a psychological moratorium. Sorry, psychosocial moratorium. That is a rest period. What is psychosocial moratorium? It is a temporal societal sanctioned delay. So you are 18, but nobody is forcing you to go and marry. You are 15, nobody is forcing you to go and marry or to go and get work. Because age-wise, biological-wise, you are ready. But socially, even the 30 years are struggling for jobs. And so 18, you can go and then, but if there is a job and at age 18, you are working, your husband is also working, we don't have a problem. We will bless you and then sack you from the house. And if you are not managed properly, that is where a lot of crises begin. So we have this period, and that is where a lot of people influence others negatively. The use of drugs and a host of others.
Sir, please, we can't hear you.
Right. Good. Everything explained that when the
Hello, sir.
Sir, please, we can't hear you.
I think it's his network.
sorry for the cutting, a big and a gargantuan person called a registrar, the registrar of Takrady Technical University called. So forgive me.
Your line was breaking, so when you were talking, we couldn't hear what you were saying.
Sorry, I said forgive me. The registrar of Takrady Technical University needed some information. He called in. So forgive me. That is why the line got disorganized. So let's come back. We said Erickson explained that when the adolescent is reprimanded for going beyond what he is allowed, then there is conflict. You see, when you are a child, everybody can give you a knock. Everybody can scream at you. But during adolescence, you feel you have arrived, you are grown. And so when you are not reprimanded properly, you begin to revolt. And we've looked at it at the introductory side of our lesson today, right? Where we said, because of the hormonal change in us, certain hormones stirs us up, and then we do certain things. And so it is important that as parents and as teachers, we know these things, and then we groom and shape our young ones to become responsible. If we don't do it well, there will always be conflict. And so we must learn to manage it very well. It is not that they are pompous. It is a hormonal change. And because of the hormones working in them, the experienced and seasoned ones must know how to manage them. According to Erickson again, he said, adolescents find it difficult to see logic in adult acting, permitting and forbidding the way they do things. They feel, I need this, I want this, I want to do this. So they go, you, the father, you can go for a function, come late. The mother can go for a function, come late. But when they step out, we expect them that one, when they are leaving, they must take permission. Two, you give them time. Come home before 4 o'clock. And they begin to ask, but why? Why should I come before 4 o'clock? And so we must explain to them why they should what? Begin to fall in line and then understand, and it will help. When an adolescent is reprimanded for his behavior, he sees the adult as inconsistent. And that is what I have explained. You go and come home late. And by me, I shouldn't come home late. When daddy breaks a glass, it is as a result of tiredness. But me, when I break a drinking glass, it is because I am lazy or irresponsible. How many know this poem, The World of Children? The World of Children.
Yeah. Heard it before.
You've heard it before. Good. There was a hand up. Patience. Patience, your hand is up.
Please, I want the unit.
Hey, patient late comer.
Professor,
We are on page 66 now.
page 66. Okay, thank you, sir.
If you are reading from a laptop or a screen, it's page 79.
Okay, thank you.
So, other viewpoints of adolescent crisis. You see, whilst Hall and Freud were doing their work, another woman by name Margaret was also doing her research. Another by name Ruth was also doing her research. How do we handle this? Let me take you back to, or let's divert more and then come back. Different countries have very intelligent people at different times contributing to their development. So you have US going to space, Russia also going to space. They didn't know what each other is doing, but God in his own wisdom enabled them. So Russia went to space, US went to space. The same way different countries at different times, psychologists come up. And then they come up because they've studied certain things, made notes, and then the theories are propounded. So that is it. So whilst Hall and Freud were working, Margaret and Ruth were also working, right? And some Soviet psychologists also were working seriously. And I hope you remember what we said about what's the definition we looked at, theory. I hope you remember. You study something for a very long time. While you are studying, you are making notes. And then after some number of years, you can predict, you can make generalization when you say it will happen, right? Good. So Margaret, who happened to be an anthropologist. Who is an anthropologist? Who is an anthropologist? We are on page 66. The next time, I'll be maybe using the laptop so that I will share the whole notes or the textbooks for you to see. And I think that will be better. I'm working from my laptop. my phone. I'm doing everything on the phone, and then I have some notes written down. So that is it. Kingsley or Worry, let's hear you.
Yes, sir. I think um an anthropologist is somebody who studies cultural tradition and the way of life of others.
Okay, so Kingsley, I owe you 1 mark.
All right, sir.
Mhm. When we are doing group work, I have 2 now. When we are doing group work, you remind me. I owe you, and I'll be marking attendance too. Okay, so an anthropologist is a scientist, right, who studies the culture of a people. And so basically, we have 4 of them: those who are into culture or the social anthropologists, cultural or social anthropology. So they study the culture or the social life of a people, the way and life of a people. You have those who go into only the language. Others go into archaeology, right? So place where people have lived before, they go and excavate gently to see what is there, how it is dealt with, those who lived there, what was their life like. So through this, you can know the people who live there. And then those who study the biological or physical environment, right? So basically, in some groupings, there are 5. And then you have somebody doing all of this at the same time. So Margaret was famous because of her study of an island known as Samoan, right? She did a study there. Samoa. Kingsley, your hand is up. Kingsley.
Yes, sir. I wanted to find out that can we just replace the word anthropologist or can we just turn them to be a researcher?
We have various categories of researchers. And so for specificity, are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
We have different categories of researchers. And so this one is dealing with an issue. When you are writing your thesis or your project work, you also conduct a research, but even for a short period. We can say specifically that you are an anthropologist. You are seen as a teacher. And so you can be seen as doing field work, right? Some or action research. You have identified a problem as a teacher, and then you deal with that. And so we have different groups of researchers. Some are the doctors, right? For example, those who deal with the heart. We know what they call them. Those who deal with the heart, cardiologists, right? And his area is an in-depth knowledge of the heart. So they open the human being, open the heart, put valves in there, put pacemakers in there, and then stitch it back. The person comes to normal. Or they do heart transplant. We can't say the anthropologist. Are you getting me? Good, thank you.
Hello,
So,
sir.
yes,
Hello,
Uncle
sir.
John.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Please, I want to ask a question.
Please ask.
Okay. So, so these researchers, Okay,
Mhm.
for instance, like those we are learning now with
About.
Margaret.
Mhm.
Yes. So I want to ask, so the theories they propound, um, as time goes on, do they become um, something like an objective truth
I'm
that
listening.
everybody everywhere? Yeah, hello.
Yes, we are listening.
Yes, yes. So I said the theories they propound, okay,
We are
as time
listening.
goes on, does it become more like does it become more like an objective truth which everybody everywhere must go by them if they are also studying about, for instance, the adolescents?
It is yes and then no. Yes, in the sense that when it is done continuously for a very long time, others will take the work after it has been published to look at it. And then when it falls in line with what they are doing, they also write to support it. And so they defend it. Or it could also be that they've also started some work somewhere in the same vein, and then it goes to confirm it. So it becomes universally accepted. And then there are instances too where there is a dichotomy, there is a deviation, like what Margaret did. To her, her research in Samoa, there is no challenge whatsoever in the life of the adolescents. And so let me read something. An anthropologist did a study in Samoa society. It is an island, right? Brought to light the existence of the harmonious and conflict-free development in that society, that is, with the adolescent. She found in her study that adolescents in Samoa were not prone to crisis. But when you look at the earlier writers, to them, the adolescence is prone to crisis. And so if you join earlier or you've been with us in our earlier two lessons, this is our third lesson, or it's okay, yeah, 3 or 4, you would realize that I have been making references to in the olden days or in the village setting, certain things that not happen. Your father has given you a piece of land. You've been able to go and kill 10 grass cutters in a day to bring home. At age 14, you'll be given a wife to marry. It is no problem. Somebody at the age of 13 or 14 menstruates, and then you are given a wife. Your house is made of thatch. But in this era, as I said, even age 18 to 20, 30 years, you don't have a job, you are still in school. How do we give you a wife or a husband? So you realize that the study he did was relevant somewhere. But if you want to duplicate or replicate it, there are gaps. So people will challenge it. That look, in my society, childhood, adolescent, and adulthood, they are distinct. They are not the same. But to another community, there is that flow because of culture. There is that support. There is no conflict. So depending on the area and then depending on other research that is done, you can confirm or reject what has happened. I hope it has gone down well. So we have
Yes, sir.
two examples here, and we can see, right, and attest to that fact that those halls, that of Sigmund Freud and their likes, Erickson and Kurtz, they are talking of adolescent being a thought of storm and stress. But to Margaret, she says there is no distinction. There is no problem there. In the society that she conducted her research, and people went there, they confirmed, and then they realized that it is true. I don't know whether some of us here knew or have read about Libya, when Muammar al-Gaddafi was the president, where at a certain age, you are giving a wife a house, a job, and all that. So to them, life is easy, life is nice. They were giving money for their upkeep. And then you go to the next door, another country on the planet called Pluto, and the name of the country is Ghana. Who cares about what? Until Gaddafi was overthrown, life was easy for the Libyans. So Ghanaians move from here and go and work in Libya. And they come back to Ghana, come and buy cars and build houses like they've gone to UK or US. So a researcher there will tell you that life is easy. This adolescence is not a problem because the country supports you. But when you come to Ghana, you know that Charlie, life is war. So that is it. So it is yes and then no. And these are some of the explanations. So she found out in her study that adolescents in Samoa were not prone to crisis. This was because there was conformity and similarity in the type of demands and expectation for the child, adolescent, and adult. Hence, the mode of transition from adolescent to adulthood was smooth and devoid of what? Conflict. So somebody confirms it. Whilst others too, the confirmation is there that the conflict is huge. And it is not easy for everybody. So theirs is a continuous culture. The young are expected to work from childhood. So your father is going to the farm, you follow him. He is coming home, you come. Your mother is a fishmonger, you work with her. And so there is no that distinction. But in our world, go to school, go to school. And our faith has been resigned to pencil and paper. If you are not first, you are useless. If you are not first, you are useless, which is a lie. Our mates that dropped out and decided to do businesses and others are very rich. I know people who, book-wise, they didn't come near me, but now money-wise, they are gurus. They pay for things with ease. They can buy tear rubber cars. But we have the knowledge. They have the cash. We'll be looking at that very soon. We are on page 66. Page 66.
So, hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes. So, can I say that? So, theories based on the particular subject it is about is environmentally determined.
It is, yes. It is also a contributing factor.
Okay. Okay.
Let me cite another example. In Ghana, how many raining seasons do we have? How many seasons do we have? I'm awful.
2, sir.
2. But those in the north, how many rainy seasons do you have?
1, sir.
Ibrahim, thank you.
Sir.
So I'm awful. You see that although we are all in the country called Ghana, to us and in our books, we have 2 rainy seasons. But when you go to the north, they have 1 big rainy season, and that is all. If you miss it, you are doomed. If you miss it, you are doomed. And sometimes they predict and plant ahead. And when the rain will never come, or when the rain comes, it's so excessive that it spoils everything. And so somebody has 10 acres of rice, and then this rice will be submerged under this water for a month. What is he going to harvest? And that is why our leaders, our politicians, should make a lot of dams there so that the water is collected and then they use it for irrigation farming. And you can plant maize thrice in a year, if you care to note. If you are irrigating, you can plant thrice in a year in the north. So maize, sorghum, and all those cereals, you can. The same with yam, the same with cassava. But because it is rain dependent, we leave our faith to the rain, and then we blame God for our laziness and for we not thinking. Our leaders, Taflache, they don't do the right thing. So this is it, right? Now, what is its use? The things we have been studying, is it relevant at all? Yes, it is. So we say the educational implications, right? Educational implications. I will jump outside of our manual and then I will come back. So you can make some notes in addition to. Now, what should teachers know? Teachers in the classroom must understand this principle. That is, understand development appropriate practice, DAP, development appropriate practice. Why should a teacher know development appropriate practice? It guides you to know where the child is coming from and then where the child is going. Even in Samoa, there is a linkage, there is a flow. And so certain things, although may be hazardous to some people, in a way, because they are part, it is in a flow. Let me take you back onto the water lake.
Hey, if you are mute and talking to elder.
Educational implications, please. And it's page 67. Page 67, educational implications. When you go onto the water lake, the fishermen there go fishing with children, known as ponds, because the things the children do are risky, so they will not allow their children to do. These children dive into the water and then disentangle the nets. Adults can do it, but because of their body size, their fingers cannot disentangle easily. So these young ones are taught, and then they dive, and then they disentangle and come. When you die, when a child dies, it's normal. They don't have responsibility. So in Samoa, that is, you are fitted into it easily. But in other jurisdictions, it is seen as something wrong because it is inimical to them. So developmental appropriate, things that at a certain age you must do. At a certain age, the task assigned the children shouldn't be too difficult. Children learn through play. And so we must know, even giving instructions, right? In my home, the kids, when they were very young, there is this principle. Anything you want, if I am not home, your mother is not home, ask, take it, use. When we come, report it. And so, you know, in your house, there is no thief. Anything that happens, somebody will own up. You don't punish. If it is a glass you've broken, when we come, own up. Immediately we come and report yourself. I was drinking with the glass and then it fell from my hand. Oh, really? Next time, be careful. And they are aware. At a certain age, when a glass is broken, either the house help cleans or nobody goes to that area until grown-ups come, because it will hurt you. So, and there are certain things, and so nobody should lie. But as they grow, even in the Bible, people lied. So when they go away, we say, no, this should have been this way. And so you groom the child with developmental appropriate practices. Ask before you take. If you are leaving home, ask permission. And you, the parent, must be a good example. The same way in the classroom, you must warm them into these developmental appropriate practices. 2, active learning and students' autonomy. Active learning and students' autonomy or learners' autonomy. Give them exercises, give them the opportunity to work and learn. Make some group leaders, make them secretary, so that they can practice and they become fruitful people. Right? So, in project work, collaborative work, no one-man show. And so, the class must be able to help themselves, so that at the end of the day, it is not the teacher who is all-knowing. Frontal approach to learning, it doesn't help. I wish we met in person, and then I will know you by name. When I realize you are not paying attention, I will read a question out, or I will ask a question, allow some time to pass, and I will mention your name. With time, everybody will listen with rapt attention in class. So there are things we do, and then we must also encourage problem-based learning that will help us solve problems. Learning shouldn't be that abstract. We'll come to that proper. Another point is that we must foster positive relationship. We must develop a nurturing environment as teachers. We must act as responsible mentors. So the educational implication is what general ones will come to our manual. You must have a bigger experience and knowledge as a teacher, right? Somebody was asking, me, I'm going to teach at the primary school, but the maths we are doing is hard. It's hard. It's O-level maths. Oh, primary school maths, so you should be taught preschool maths. We will not do that. You should be above your student. So, fostering relationship, the teachers must be very good examples. That is why the teacher must be disciplined. The teacher must be responsible. There is a language you shouldn't use. Telling a girl, hey, a male teacher, oh, go and sin no more. And to me, the same way certain comments must also not come from the female teachers to the male boys, the males, sorry. So you see, certain things, we take it for granted. Hey, where do Funaya come as oh, Mr. Male teacher, you have very terrible experience. So let it be part of us, right? We must be good examples. We must dress well. We are local parents. We serve as parents when we come to school. And the head is the grandfather of all the pupils. And the teacher is the father, the teachers are the fathers and mothers of the young ones. So let's take notes. Now, the context, the things we teach, right, must be something that is contextualizing. University in Brofokese. Yes, you must know. That is why I said you must have a dictionary. Big words are made up of small words. Look for the meaning and break it down. Contextualizing the context means making the learning relevant, connecting classroom or the academic work or academia to the real world. We must know that children learn from the known to the unknown, concrete to abstract. But when you come and then you want to show them that, hey, you've completed university, so abstract world, it doesn't make sense to them. So the things they learn should be real. And so when they are able to connect their learning to the real life situation, then it opens the eyes of their understanding. They can experiment, and then they will have a good ego, confidence, right? In Ghana, and normally we talk of age, we'll be looking at one person. By age 21, he has his PhD. But in Ghana, instead of talking of learning readiness and shaping the children, we talk of age 6, class 1, age this, class this, age this, class this. So we'll be looking at that. Right. Good. And
Hello,
then we
sir.
must add, yes.
Please, I
Sure.
want to know. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the course of teaching
Yes.
any topic,
Mm-hmm.
um, now you don't want to make your lesson abstract, so you need
Mm-hmm.
to relate it to things that the children
Real life
will,
situation.
real life situations.
Mm-hmm.
How do you escape um, a situation where in the course of relating it to real life situation you lose the heart of what you are actually saying? Because sometimes at the end of the day you see that you have lost the true meaning of what you are saying because you've watered down the meaning too much.
Hey, your question is ambiguous. Can you reframe or rephrase or give us example?
Okay, I'm what I'm trying to say is that, maybe you are explaining something, okay, to the children, and
Something
then
like
because um, you are explaining, which example should I even use?
drug abuse, teenage
Okay,
pregnancy.
okay, you are explaining teenage pregnancy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you want them to understand um, the causes, the effect
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
very well. And
Mm-hmm.
now you also have to how do you call it, relate it to real life so that you understand what you are saying.
Mm-hmm.
So in the course of relating it to that real life situations,
Mm-hmm.
how do you escape not deviating from the true meaning of what you are saying?
You see, in teaching, all other things being equal, it is expected that the teacher prepares ahead of the lesson. And so you must have time to go through, prepare your lesson. After preparing, you teach it to yourself or you teach it to your colleagues if the topic is controversial for input before you meet the children, right? Because when you talk of watering down, it means maybe the topic losing its significance, but you are driving the nail into a wood for a certain reason. So you try as much as possible not to deviate from what you intend to do. If that example is not helpful, I think there are other equally important examples that you can give. I don't know whether it is clear.
Yes,
There
yes,
was a
sir.
hand up. Maybe the person will add on. There was a
Okay,
hand up.
sir.
Yes.
Okay, please. I wanted to say what you were saying, that if you're a teacher, you need to prepare yourself. That's why we have lesson notes.
Mm-hmm.
So the lesson notes will help you, the teacher, even if you don't know anything about what you are going to teach. For the lesson notes, no. At the end of the day, before you get to the class, you know everything already. So you not go and stand there and be saying anything else. So the lesson notes will help you. So as a teacher, you need to take notes before you go to your class.
Okay, Beatrice. Today, 3 people owe me a mark each. Beatrice, you also owe me a mark. So in presentation,
Okay.
I'm noting your names on my notes where the contribution came from. Hey, I'm Pofua Sewa Maria.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And I just want to add something.
Okay.
About what our brother said. I want him to know that before you go to the class, like you said, you should
Mm-hmm.
prepare because you should know what you're teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because sometimes someone will raise a point and the explanation he or she may add will be different
Mm-hmm.
from the point he or she raised.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what I meant to add.
Okay, thank you. I'm
Hello,
Pofua.
sir.
I owe you half a mark.
Sir.
Sam,
Eh,
I'm powerful. I'm not powerful.
I'm powerful. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Sir.
How do you spell AMPAAFO?
Yes, one pound.
AMPAAFO. Okay.
Sir.
Who is Haruna?
Sir, forgive me. I don't know how to raise my hand on the this thing so that you will
Don't
know.
worry. Don't worry. Haruna.
I also yes, sir.
Haruna what?
Kisma.
KISMA. From which? Where are you
I'm at
speaking from?
West Kumasi, West School.
Okay.
Sir, please, I want to add to what the bra was saying.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to make it for the children to know exactly what you are saying. Apart from preparing, you can also show them maybe example of somebody in case there is any nearby person who is a child and the person is pregnant, for you to make them see what you are talking of. You can use that person as an example for them to see. And in case you are not getting anybody around you, you can also take a picture from the book, the pamphlet or the book you are using to teach them. Definitely around those children, they put pictures of those things for them to see. You can make them open to that page. Let them see a child who is not grown in a picture and that person is pregnant. So you can show it to them that this is what we call teenage pregnancy. She's still a child and she's pregnant. She's not grown and she's pregnant. It will help the children understand even more better than just explaining to them and not showing them any concrete picture or example for them to see.
Thank you. Madam Kisma.
Sir,
I will give you one
thank you, sir.
because you've added something else. But let's take note of this. People within the society who have suffered things which are negative, we shouldn't normally use them as examples.
Okay.
In a way, they are being stigmatized.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes,
A
sir.
teacher, forgive me, has lured his student
Okay.
who is 16 years or 15 years and the girl is pregnant in the community. You cannot use her as an example.
Okay.
But we can get videos from different jurisdictions to show. So when you go onto the net, we have a lot of pictures, we have a lot of videos, we have a lot of documentaries.
Okay.
Even at the UNESCO website where we can use to show and then teach. Let's try. If it is good, let's use people within the community. But if it is bad, let's hasten slowly. When the children even point out, make them aware, yes, it is true, but we have to empathize with them not to create problem for ourselves, because they will come after you. If there is an armed robber in the community and you use him for an example, there will be trouble. If there is a mad person, the relatives will come after you. The same with a teenage pregnant girl. But when you show videos, you show pictures, that one, it's cool. And especially when it is not even within your territory. So that is it. Thank you very much. So still on educational implication, right? Addressing needs holistically. And then so on and so forth. Now let's look at what is in our book. So now we have a bigger knowledge as to what we want to deal with. The teacher in the class, you should know that general principles of psychology as they relate to growth, learning, and adjust to apply individuals at the adolescent stage well. So when you have knowledge about their growth and then development, you know how to handle them. There are things when you want to even teach, you have to separate the boys from the girls, so that the boys wouldn't feel shy, they will open up and talk. The girls will not feel shy, they will also equally open up and talk. Are we getting the picture? So we know the type of people we are dealing with and then how to manage them. A boy drew a girl, a boy lying on a girl, and then he forgot it in the friend's book. When the other boy went home, his parents have been helping him with homework. So they opened the book, they saw it. He didn't know about it. The way he was beaten, it was terrible. The following day, the other boy who did the drawing was drawing again. A teacher chanced upon it. So the teacher asked him, "Where from this? Why are you drawing this?" And then quickly he wanted to eat it. So the teacher snagged it and then started advising the class. And then the other boy said, "Sir, he did one and put it in my book. My father beat me." When the boy was interrogated, he said, "Oh, we've been watching those movies at home." So the parent had to be invited and then counseled that, yes, you are grown, but this thing, stop watching it at home, because your son in your absence also goes to the channel to watch. So at every stage, parents, we must stop certain things. Right? Patience.
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
please, I wanted to ask about what you just said. So, is it the teacher duty to define or explain better to the children, or is it the parent duty to educate their children about this? Concerning about what the scenario you just made, that he said he was watching it at home. So, is it the parent duty to teach the children on how or when to, or is it the teacher duty to do that?
You see, it
Thank you.
is the duty of both ends. The community does his.
Okay.
Let me even break it down. We are all in the community. So the
Okay.
teacher does his, parents must do theirs, and then the bigger community must also do theirs. This is the case, most of the things we do as husband and wife, thinking the children are asleep, they are never asleep.
Okay.
And so there are things, that is why we don't even encourage children or adolescents, we don't ask them to go and buy alcohol. When they are coming, they will taste it.
Yes, for sure.
That is why we don't do certain conversations whilst they are around.
Okay.
You don't have to
Okay,
introduce them to. They are inquisitive. They want to know, and it is inimical. But at a certain stage, you find a nice way of telling them When you do
Okay.
this, these are the implications. It brings shame to you, it brings shame to the family, it brings shame to the school. You see,
That's
most of
true.
the parents, we go chasing money. The parents
Okay.
go chasing money, neglecting their core responsibilities.
Mm.
Mhm.
So,
And so
sir, please,
whatever that
in the
happens
course
to
of
the
teaching,
children, mm,
in the
Hello.
course of teaching the students,
mhm.
or you want to have a conversation with the parents, can you invite individual person to your school to narrate all this to them? Or in course of
No,
meeting, you can have the discussion with the parent individually so that they will get the clue of what you are just telling the was.
there are instances where
Okay.
you invite the parent.
Okay.
You've seen a child behaving a certain way, and based on the knowledge you have, you have realized that possibly the child is being sexually abused at home, or the child has confided in you to tell you. You
Okay.
invite the parents, and if it is a grown up in the house doing that, you make them aware.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Sir.
Thank you.
Hello.
You involve the police. You don't share it.
Sir. Hello.
Sorry, there was an interruption, right? So you try as much as possible to do the right thing. There are instances too, you can invite a resource person during parent teachers association meeting to come and enlighten everybody there. That one too carries weight. You invite a resource person to come and enlighten everybody there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes. Then
Thank
it
you.
becomes easier. So a resource person can also help.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Drug, when kids are using drug, it will be difficult for you to know. But those who are in that area can tell. The secondary school, the JHS. I remember years back, I was heading a private school, and a boy confided in me. He said he started smoking when he was in class 6. And that whilst he was in JHS 3, he had a girlfriend in class 6. So that is it. Let's move on. We are looking at the educational implications. We are looking at educational implications. A hand is on. Let's deal with the last one and then we continue. Fuseni. Mavis.
Okay, sir. So I had a situation whereby the child brought condom to class, and that child was busy blowing air into that thing. So a friend told me, which is the boy friend, told me that, Madam, come and see a balu. This one there is 9 so. So I went there and I saw it and I asked him, who gave it to you? And the child told me that I saw it on our bed. And I said, wow, your bed? And he said, yes. I saw it on our bed and I placed it in my bag to school. And I told him that, okay, he should give it to me, but next time he shouldn't do that again. It is not good. And he said, okay, madam. So later I called the parents, wanted to discuss this with me. And the parent told me that he's busy at work and then he can't make it. So I'm asking that this situation, is it a responsibility of the teacher or
Yes.
the parent?
You see, as we said earlier, it is everybody's duty.
Yes.
Some parents have shared their responsibility. They don't care. They move from home at dawn. By 5, they are gone. By 7 p.m. or 8, then they come home. The children are sleeping. Weekend, funeral, and church. And so some of these things, when you see, inform your head. Your head must arrange and then get them. If they are not coming, tell them the naked truth. Your child has been bringing condom to school and it is an embarrassment. They will sit up.
Okay, so let me add something to what you just said. I think the teacher should have first counseled the boy and then educate him about it well. Maybe he just saw it, doesn't know anything about it. You have to tell the boy something, the use of it, not to advising him to use it, but guiding him on how it come by, so that next time he might come across it anywhere, he will know what it means, so that he will not be misusing it and bringing it to school to blow balloons.
You see, let me come in with this. Thank you for your contribution, but there is a challenge there. You see, tie, the car tie children play with.
Yes, sir.
Children have different ways by which they play with the tie.
Okay.
Some roll it with their palm. Others put sticks in it and then push it. So he saw it, brought it to school. He is inquisitive, so he opened it and then saw that it looks like balloon. He blows air into it to play with it. He doesn't know it is for sex. And that when he even picks one and then with semen, I know he will go and wash it and then blow it. Because there have been instances, children who didn't know anything will blow, and then some even put water in it.
Yes.
So the child is ignorant basically by virtue of its use. He sees it as rubber. When you put poison in a Coca-Cola bottle, the child will open and then drink.
Yes.
When it is kerosene in a Sprite bottle, the child will drink. So the child is not to blame. It is the responsibility of the teacher to get or the school to get the parent and then inform him, so that some of these things they hide it. A boy came to school, said, "Hey, madam, this weekend too, my father came." And then they went to hide behind the door. And then mommy had the hand down, and then daddy was standing behind mommy. Look at this. So the child in KG1 comes to tell the teacher this. Because and the next minute he has chased somebody to the washroom to do it.
I have the same scenario. That one too was a lady. It was a female at KG, and then she was saying to the girl that, let's go back to the urinal place and I will show you something. When they went there, she said the girl should lie down, and she
lied on her.
Yes,
please. It is because they see it. So we must get resource persons once a while. PTA, they should come and enlighten parents.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, sir.
Good.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good. Let's continue. Our time is getting finished. In general development features, the general development features that characterize adolescents and attendant program that faces them during the period have both biological and social roots. And we have looked at the biological issues earlier under a topic, right? The biological issues. Where is it? The biological issues, where we say it's a situation where the child's psychological, emotional, or behavioral crisis is triggered by biological neurons.
Sir, please, which section?
Madam, we are on page 67. And
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I mentioned biological changes, and I'm taking them back to what biological induced crisis is. That is it. So they fight, they become rebellious, they become troublesome. You must learn how to manage them. And always remember, there are two categories of people: those who are brave and those who are cowards. The brave don't fear who? The cowards obey easily. So you threaten the cowards, and then when the brave doesn't obey, you deal with them ruthlessly. Then everybody becomes steady. There are people who will break rules, others who will not break. So when you read out the rules, those who break the rules, you deal with them. And then everybody becomes afraid, and then you continue. I'm not saying cane. It is, the cane should be like salt. We must use it sparingly, right? You can detain a child who is troublesome. You are not going for break. We will stay in here, and then we will learn together. And while the child is there, you allow the child to eat, and then you encourage, you explain things to the child, the negative ramifications of what they are doing, or the negative implications of what they are doing. And then you show them examples. They will reform gradually. Then we say there is a social aspect. We also looked at the social one, where we said economic mismanagement, political instability, and those things. And so in our dealing with the children, we must try as much as possible not to be partial. And Aku dresses nicely, and so the teacher is always giving Aku attention. Because me, my parents are not rich, and they will dress me nicely. And so the teacher even doesn't allow me to answer questions in class. No, it shouldn't be so. We must try to treat everybody equally. It is very important. In effect, one needs adequate knowledge in these areas so that the teacher can effectively deal with adolescents. You must have knowledge in those areas we mentioned earlier, and I hope you made notes. The teacher who works with adolescents need to understand the nature of the transition period through which the adolescent passes, and we've looked at it. He or the teacher must understand the special needs and development task of adolescents so as to be in the position to help them achieve it. They want to be leaders. Group work is the answer. And you rotate the leadership. Some will not like to cooperate. Get them to understand and then conform gradually. The teacher should involve the adolescent in project work so that they can what? Find out solutions to problems themselves. The frontal approach, teacher know all, so the teacher must do so. Hey, shut up. Listen to me. No. We've passed that age. Cry. Now, because of technology, the things the children know, you have no idea. They explore. They do a lot of things. And so we must bring them on board to share ideas with them, and then we correct the negative ones. Some may ask very annoying questions, irritating questions, questions to you that doesn't make sense. Find a way to refine their question and then bring them in line too. Some may be as a result of experience or things they've been told or things they've seen or things they've read where you have no knowledge in. So their questions shouldn't irritate you. And this is where we must exhibit extreme maturity. Teachers these days are worse than the pupils they teach, because they fight over the girls, the male, with them. And then you have teachers who children steal money and bring it to them for safekeeping, female and male teachers. So a child brings 200 Ghana. Say, mommy gave it to me, so keep it. When I did something, I will buy. And then the sellers too, they go and give them. They don't even take change. And so we must reform our ways. Their questions are troublesome. We must know how to relate to them. They have special problems. Causes of adolescent delinquency and special problems arises out of sexual maturation. Arising out of sexual maturation, right, should be dealt with properly. And if you, the teacher, there have been instances girls go proposing to their teacher, JHS, and the teachers foolishly, excuse my language, also cut out to this and then begin to go out with the teachers. It shouldn't be, right? Teachers must be reasonably flexible in dealing with adolescents in a class. A teacher with such understanding will be able to help the adolescent make good adjustments in life. The boy I told you who was telling me about himself and then his girlfriend, he became a very good friend and I supported him to change. So he stopped smoking. When he went to SS, he was able to stop smoking weed. Right, good. And we looked at an earlier 10 of them, right, that were enumerated. It is very important we take a look at them again, look at them, have a good look at them again. Master it, you may meet it in objectives, and then you will not be found wanting. Should we continue or there is a question?
Sir.
Yes.
Yes. My question is that as a teacher teaching in the class, if a child asks you a question, maybe the question you don't know the answer, do you have to leave it, or you should try to find out to the child so that you get to understand well?
For the children to meet. Yes, Justine.
Okay, so that's why you need to prepare well. You see, we have a lesson notes. In my school like this, we don't write lesson notes, now we write delivery notes. That's what you are going to teach for the day. So you need to
in your school, what do you do? Come again. In your school, you do what?
We don't write lesson notes, we write delivery notes.
Delivery notes.
Yes, please.
Good. I hope you have my number.
Yes, please.
After the lesson, send me a WhatsApp message introducing yourself. We will talk later in the day. So continue delivery notes.
Yes. So what you are going to teach for that week, you need to prepare and then do more research on that, so that you don't go and stand in front of them. They will ask you. You see, these are children. They learn from what they see. So if maybe you introduce the topic that, oh, today we are coming to talk about environment, and you didn't do your research, you end up disgracing yourself. So that's why you need to plan very well before you stand in front of them. Thank you.
Okay,
Good. Let me add this. Aside the planning, you have the liberty, right, to give the questions. What we are doing here, if it were to be a normal classroom sitting with maybe 150 of you, any question that comes, this one time not that who is I'll give it to the whole class. Everybody will talk, and then the summary is done. So depending on the question and then depending on the exigencies of the situation, you give the answer or you allow the children to discuss it inside out, outside in, and then at the end of the day, you come up with an appropriate answer, right? The things we listed, I'm coming, the things we listed, I think I left something out. The first point was DAP, that is understanding development appropriate practices. The next one was active learning, followed by foster positive relation, and then contextualizing context. I left two. Let me add it. It will dovetail into a question somebody asked. The next one is addressing needs holistically, right? Now, in implementing the curriculum, it must include things that has to do with our life skills and training. And life skills, the project they do follows a certain pattern. That is what? Decision-making process. Decision-making process. So if you want to take a decision, if you want to address something, how do you go about it? Unfortunately, life skills have been eroded away. Our curriculum needs to be looked at. Things that when I was in the UK and the US they were doing, we have taken it away from our syllabus. We don't do citizenship education. And then we are interested in history, which is contorted. Hey, somebody is piercing our ears, right? And then the last one on that list, right, has to do with collaborative approach, where we work with parents and guardians. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, please, there's something I would like to add concerning what Madam just said.
So note it down. I'll give you the chance. I'm dealing with this, and then we had collaborative approach. We listed certain things. That is, it has to do with the educational implications. So collaborative approach, work with parents and guardians to ensure consistency. So somebody was talking of inviting parents and parent turning it down, right? We have to work with parents and guardians to ensure consistency in support of sharing of insights into the behavior and the developmental changes that children occur. You have some, they don't steal. At a certain point in time, peer influence, they steal. Hey, you every day we bring money, you to bring money. Hey, you, this is my boyfriend, we too giving you a boyfriend. So when we work collaboratively, right? When we have the knowledge and then we work collaboratively, it solves this problem. Now somebody had a hand up.
Sir, I wanted to ask whether if you invited the parents to the school and they couldn't show up, can you visit them in their various house to discuss with them?
You see, some of these things involve your head.
Okay.
You go to somebody's house, the child has a problem, and then if you're a lady, you'll be accused of going after somebody's husband, for which maybe your husband is richer and beautiful than that man.
Okay, sir.
A man will go and then he will go and meet somebody's wife, and then he said, hey, you are going after my wife. What do you want in my house? So if you are going, virtually everything that happens in the school involve your head.
Okay, sir.
Are you getting me? So when your head is involved, your head can partner you and then you go. And so if a male and a female visit a parent, where would the allegation lie? And immediately these things begin to work positively, this wayward attitude will stop. When you invite parents, the child will reform. I remember years back, a school I was heading, this woman, you tell her the child brings money to school, she will not mind you. And then the girl visited the grandfather. The rent that the grandfather had taken, the girl carried it and then went to share.
Sir, please, I didn't hear the fourth point. You said addressing needs what?
The fourth point.
Yes.
The fourth point, no, the first one is development appropriate practice. Yes.
Okay.
The second, active learning and student autonomy. 3, foster positive relationship. 4, contextualizing content. 5 is what? Addressing needs holistically. And then 6 is the collaborative approach.
Okay, sir.
6 is the collaborative approach. Good. So any question? Now, last week Thursday, a lot of you couldn't join. What is the reason? Or we should cancel the Thursday one.
Hey, are your friends? Hey.
Just saying.
So the problem is that sometimes the courses rush.
Hello?
So the courses clash. Agreed. So when would it be appropriate?
And sir, please, some of us, our phone are not working. That's why. Our phones are not helping us.
Hello?
Somebody, there are 2 or more phones at the same place. The feedback. Good. So what do you say?
Hello?
I also work. I do a lot of things, but we must get an A.
My hand is up. It's been up.
Your hand is up. Is it Ibrahim or who?
I'm
Your hand is up. Talk.
About the question, the one my brother asked. What if a child asks a question and you don't have answer to it?
Okay. Who is speaking?
So I'm powerful. I'm powerful, sir.
Okay. I'm powerful, Sewa.
Yeah. Okay, so our sister answered, but I don't think the answer he wanted, because I don't think it's about the lesson maybe you are teaching. Because this case, they are very smart. Sometimes they ask you questions you'll not be able to answer. But our sister answered is like, it's the one you are teaching, about what you are teaching.
No, yeah, I don't know whether you heard me. You heard me, Sawa. I don't know whether you heard me. I said, you have to give the question to the whole class, listen to them, let them come up with their answers, and then you do a summary. And because of technology, while they are giving answers, you may also Google, search. So by the time they finish, you might have gotten an appropriate and then a befitting answer for them. And then you summarize, and then everything comes to a fruitful end. But I told you that it was because of the situation we find ourselves. That is why some I'm forced to answer, because the time is limited and we have so much to achieve. Otherwise, there will be some flexibility. And apparently, what I even read to you, all other things being called, I should have dictated at a snail pace for you to make notes so that you listen. It will give you a better insight into the summary of the notes we've been given. And then you become a better teacher. So hers is correct, but I added on that give it to the students. Children, the learners, I would like to call them learners. You give it to them, they explore. And then by the time they are done, you get a befitting answer, and then you give it to them, right? So the class, the Thursday, I've not heard anything. So it means we should cancel it Thursday.
No, I'm not
saying. The Friday, we should cancel the Friday.
No, we should cancel the what? It is today. It is Saturday. Are you getting me?
Sir, please, we should maintain the Thursday.
Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Where we are getting to now is a bit, listen, we are gradually getting into pure psychology, right? We'll be dealing with 3.1 on page 69, 70, and others. There are a lot of technicalities there. Read ahead before we meet. Rita, your hand is up. After Rita's contribution, we are out. So that you can make way for the other lessons.
Hello? Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, please, it's about our Thursday meeting.
The textbook.
The Thursday meeting. I don't think we cancel it, but we can do something about the time. Since we might have other classes, most of the classes are scheduled for 7 to 9.
Yeah. 7 to 9.
Yes, yes.
7 to 9.
That's when most of the classes start and end. Yes. I actually think we should do something about the time we meet. That I don't.
So 6 to 7.
Yes, it's okay.
6 to 7 is fine. 6 to 7 is
6 to 7 is
I believe
okay.
at that time most of us are close from work.
Okay, so Thursday 6 to 7 instead of the 2 hours, we'll do 1 hour.
okay.
Okay, so God bless us all, and keep reading. Knowledge makes you strong. It makes you revered. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Can we create a group?
Please, I earlier asked about the presentations, the grouping. So will it be?
Madam, I told you
Please,
the groupings. I'm here to get the list from the coordinator, Dr. Tanyako. Right? Then we do the center groupings and then we share. You've not been coming today. You want to coerce everybody. If it were to be there, I would have given you a no.
Will it be online?
The presentation.
Okay. Hello, Tay.
Yes.
Will it be online? Okay.
Yes, it will be online. Where are you talking from?
I'm talking from Wesley.
Wesley, and I'm talking from the University of Cape Coast.
Wesley. Okay.
So I can't be there. So it's online. Last question, then we are out.
Hello.
Now my number is 026 123 1844. 026 123 1844. Yes.
Can we please? Can we create a group for this one? WhatsApp group.
There is already a WhatsApp group. So send your number. I'll give it to them to put it on it.
Hello, sir. Sir, please the number again. Sir, please the number again. Sir. Hello. Hello. Hello, sir.
Sir is not here. Sir is not here. He has left. Sir is not here.
His number is on the timetable. So if you have the timetable, you get the number there.
Please, the timetable. Which timetable?
If someone is
Hello.
on the WhatsApp
the timetable
of this course, add me, okay?
Hello.
Please, can I get the teacher's the teacher's number?
The number is, it was 0261
0261
23184
23184. So please, you said 0246.
02461
02461
1238184.
Okay, thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Please, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.